Hello everyone, welcome back to another reading. This reading is a messages from my higher self / something that I need to let go of. I found that the two questions were intertwined. It was something that you needed to let go of, that your higher self really wanted to place a spotlight for you at this time. As always, I have 3 wonderful piles which you can choose from, and I will insert a clip of me showing each of the piles more in depth shortly. Lastly, if you are interested in booking a personal tarot reading with me or a Reiki healing session, information about that will be available in the description box below. If you have further questions, please do not hesitate to DM or send me an email. I love connecting with you guys in that way too. So without further ado, we will hop right into the video, and I hope that you enjoy. Bye. Pile 1 is this selenite stick. Pile 2 is this rune. And pile 3 is this crystal. Okay, so go ahead and choose whichever pile you feel the most connected to. Could be more than one. Timestamps will be available in the description box below, and I will see you at your pile. Bye. Hello, pile 1. So if you chose pile 1, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys have been well and taking good care of yourselves. So you guys chose this selenite wand, similar to the one we have here. So you can tell that I love this. But this was actually gifted to me, and the purpose of selenite is that we can use it as a purification tool or a cleansing tool. So I won't waste any time, we'll hop right into it. I still don't know what I'm going to title this video. It'll either be messages from your higher self or something that you need to let go of. I have a feeling that they may be intertwined, so we'll see what we get for you. Spirit, this message is for pile 1. And messages from their higher self, or anything they need to let go of. Messages from their higher self. The Tower. Okay, powerful start already. Spirit pile 1, anything that they need to let go of, please. Thank you. So we have the 6 of Swords and the Sun. Interesting, very powerful start here, pile 1. The word that's coming to my mind is choice, choosing. So it's almost like you choosing to move past this chaos here. You choosing to make a new way for yourself, make a new path for yourself. As it pertains to this original question, what does your higher self want you to know? It definitely has something to do with you having autonomy over the way that you see your current situation right now. Spirit, let's keep going here. Messages from the higher self of pile 1. Anything that they need to know. Yeah, the 6 of Swords here is definitely, you have a choice in this. You have a choice. We have 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands, and the Devil. Wow. So I'm almost feeling like you guys are noticing this pattern in which the way that you're approaching situations has caused a lot of conflict. And this is, this is not a matter of fault or blame. It's just the way that things have been happening over and over again, time and time again. It's almost like you are, in paving this new way for yourself, you're being able to realize, recognize that, the way that you've been approaching situations in the past has been more harmful to you. But also the way that you've approached situations thus far is because you knew no better. Wow, with this Devil card is telling me definitely, patterns, recognizing patterns are coming to the surface, And even with the Seven of Wands here, it's like you're trying to get out of the rut that you're in. And you know, you have to. You need to. It's time. It's time. Spirit, more. Anything from the higher self of pile 1, please. Here we go. So the Ace of Wands, new chances, new opportunities, new way of reaching your goal, whatever that is. Okay, so I invite you to ask that question, what is the end goal of this? Like, what's going to come out of this each time that you notice you're in this sort of situation again? Spirit, more from the higher self of pile 1. I feel like as well, your higher self wants you to get out of the situation that you're in right now, this cycle. And you are pile 1. Even by envisioning, you know, I return to that question that I said, what is the end goal? Even by envisioning this end goal, I mean, that's a step away from the chaos here that you seem to be, you know, continuously dragged in. We have the Three of Cups. There we go. Celebration, gratitude, for, you know, this bigger picture, being able to see this bigger picture. Spirit, can you tell me why this Ace of Wands is here? Okay. Oh, okay, this is making sense. So we have the Three of Swords. I'm feeling like this chaos or this behavior that you seem to be exhibiting right now really is not your fault. It's almost like the situation, you didn't want it to come to this point, is what I'm feeling. It's almost like you're feeling like the situation called for this way of thinking. But I want to say, pile 1, you're bigger than this. You're better than this. You're not that same person. And this is making sense here with this purification tool. It's like you need, you know, we're clearing out all this old stuff, all this stuff that doesn't belong. We have Judgment card, listening. Here's to you listening. That's what the celebration is about. You're now listening. You're now receptive. You're now open to, you know, the messages from the universe, from your spiritual team. All along. You see it all along. The conflict that kept arising. I mean, sometimes it's interesting. Sometimes we have to determine what we're willing to put up with. And once we see time and time again that the same sort of conflict starts to arise, it almost makes it easier for us to leave. Okay? We have here 9 of Pentacles, you know, rebuilding the foundation, refinding your truth. And then the Magician, beautiful. This is telling me you're in full control of, you know, how you want to move out of the situation. If you want to move out of the situation, when it's time to move out of the situation. Your higher self wants you to know that you've had control all along. Thinking back to that question, what do I need to let go of? I feel like it's, for some of you, it may be a person. For some of you, it's, you know, the situation entirely. I mean, you can leave that behind. I'm going to get more messages from this other tarot deck here, see if anything else comes up. I feel like too, pile 1, you guys have been getting signs and messages that it was time to do this, if not already. If that hasn't already occurred to you, you know, like this knowing, this feeling, this urge that you need to just leave, that will happen very soon. Animals may be significant for you. Birds, horses, any of that. Use that as incentive to reground your energy and, you know, get yourself out of that thinking rut. Spirit, anything else from the higher self of pile 1, please? So we have the Wheel of Fortune, yes. Fate is in your hands, you're in control. And King of Cups. I feel like for a lot of you, I'm taking this too because this was peeking out. For a lot of you, what lies on the other side, you know, quote unquote, the unknown, has been more scary than the current situation that you're in right now. However, the truth is, on the other side of that wall, on that other side of, the unknown, is pure potentiality. You're in full control of what you create from this point forward, whether it's more chaos or, a new way of seeing things. And whether that's something that you are ready to hear, your higher self is telling you. This Nine of Cups is all about focus. It's all about focusing where you attend your energy to. Okay? Even if that's yourself or another person or another place. But for a lot of you, I'm feeling like this is you're dealing with a person. You're dealing with a person right now that's causing a lot of mental and external conflict. Spirit, anything else from the higher self of pile 1? Anything else from the higher self of pile 1? We have the Six of Swords. Oh, I'm sorry, Seven of Swords. Two of Pentacles and Strength. Yeah. So this is just verifying to me, you're going to be juggling here. When is the appropriate time to move? But pile 1, that is up to you. That is entirely up to you. You'll get to a point when it's just, you realize that you need to make changes. That you don't want to put up with what you've been putting up before. And that will happen at your own time. That will happen at your own time. No one is judging you. This is all a matter of your life when you are ready to get out of this cycle. Two of Cups here, choice and strength. Strength, this is something that you carry. This is, a skill that we learn through situations like these. I'm going to hop into an oracle card for you as well. Messages from the higher self of pile 1. Any additional things that they need to know. Deprivation, yeah. This is verifying, being in spaces that are causing a lot of conflict. I mean, the same messages keep coming time and time again. But you have help. That's the most important thing. There are resources around you that can help bring back this light in you, pile 1. And for a lot of you, it's something as simple as connecting with your spiritual team. Anything else that pile 1 needs to know, Spirit? Deceit. Yeah, foolery, trickery. I want to say, pile 1, for those of you that need to hear this, your apprehensions are indeed correct. Trust your intuition. If someone's making you feel crazy, here I'm getting a card from our Divine Masculine deck here. These messages are direct and concise, which I love. It's almost like tough love, which sometimes can be very helpful. I'm also hearing the word February, or something happening in February. Maybe that's when things will change. Maybe that's, significant of a person. Spirit, any additional messages for our pile 1? Yeah, your spiritual team, pile 1, is protecting you. 100% protecting you. I just have to say this. We have the arms reaching out here, and then we have the angels here. You are so protected in everything that you do. Additional messages for our pile 1, please, Spirit. Okay. You have, why do what you will regret and bring sorrow upon yourself? Do only what you do not regret and fill yourself with grace. It's almost like every action that you make, you're able to think of yourself in 3 different planes. That's past, present, and future. Lastly, I'm going to pull from our trusty yoga dice deck, which, again, I always say movement in the body allows us to get out of our head, or it can bring clarity to whatever we're thinking. So I'm just going to shuffle these here and pull one for you. So we have the cat-cow pose. Take a screenshot if you can, if you are interested, my fellow yogis that are watching this. If not, please comment the timestamp of me showing this exact yoga dice now, and I will put the name of the movement or reply with the name of the movement if you forget. But this pose in particular makes me think of this deprivation card, because the movements here, you're fluctuating between breath in inhaling and exhaling, and that reminds me of, you know, like pressure. And we get to this certain point until that pressure kind of, something else comes out of it, and we feel better about the way that, you know, the movement of energy flows through our body. Okay, so take what you will with that. And again, I'm more than happy to explain further. Just let me know down below. So I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you so much for being here. I do hope that the messages resonated and brought you some sort of clarity. Be well, take care of yourselves. Truly, Pile 1. And I will see you in our next reading, okay? Bye. Hello, Pile 2. So if you chose Pile 2, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys have been well and taking good care of yourselves. You guys chose this rune, which is called Dagaz, and it represents a breakthrough and or self-transformation. So we'll hop right into your reading. Again, I'm not sure what I'll title this video, but something between what does your higher self want you to know and what do you need to let go of. So we're going to start with our first question here. Spirit, this message is for Pile 2. Wow. Let's do this again. So we're going to start with our first question here. Spirit, this message is for Pile 2. And what does their higher self want them to know? What does the higher self of Pile 2 want them to know, please? Thank you. So we have here 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords, and the Emperor. So for you guys, you can fall into one of two categories. Category 1 is the group of people where their current situation is leading them to become more forceful, become more, in control of the situation, exercising this masculine energy here. Or Category 2 belongs to the group of people where this masculine energy, this forcefulness in the way that you approach this situation is being urged to become reframed, okay? So in other words, you're having to do something differently. But let's keep going here because I have a feeling both will tie together. Spirit, this message is for Pile 2 and anything that their higher self wants them to know right now, please. So definitely a situation has been heavy on your mind, and the situation itself is heavy, very intense, I will say. So we have the Hanged One, the Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so your higher self, now this is for all of you, is calling you to bring attention to the way that you are thinking about this situation. I feel like a lot of you may be, cynical over this current situation because there was a choice that you made, and the manifestation of this choice is quote unquote darkness, okay? However, this Hanged One here, which I'm paying particularly close attention to, is telling me that moving forward, you have a choice to proceed with the situation with ease, at ease, okay? There's some degree of freedom that you have over this situation. Spirit, can we get more about this Hanged One, please? I feel like a lot of you, something that your higher self is urging you to let go of is guilt, or the lies that your thoughts have been telling you, as far as it being your fault for not, for the situation not going a particular way. Okay, because we really have no control over that. We have here the Four of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Yes. So clarified by this Hanged One, I'll actually move this here, is the Four of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So, freedom is success to you. Sometimes being in the standstill or taking a break, quote unquote, is good. It's almost like a prize. It's a rarity for you. Being able to feel, fully quiet, fully one with who you are, okay, is, success. And I feel like your higher self is telling you that, this, being able to exist in that sort of mindset, that state, is urgent. It's a pressing need. After all that you've been through, it's, now, there's no better time than now to release all the guilt that you have, release all the self-limiting beliefs that you've had. And honestly, Pile 2, I'm returning back to this rune that you chose, this breakthrough in self-transformation. They do go together. Having this breakthrough, this aha moment about you being able to just exist and leave things alone, quieting the mind is what I'm feeling for you guys. Let's keep going here. Spirit, can we get more about this Emperor card, please? Thank you. So we have quite a few here. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. And remembering that there are two piles, right? So for those of you that I said this situation is going to call for you to approach life in a manner where you're able to give yourself tough love and not be fazed by it, you are in full control, okay? And this is emphasizing that that's, part of what's going to come out of the situation, part of your breakthrough process. By contrast, for those of you that need to relinquish the control and the pressure that you're putting on yourself, you also have that power, okay? You also do. Then we have here Three of Cups, again with this celebration. How you approach this situation moving forward is going to be successful for you, Pile 2. Three of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's, for all of you, I'm feeling like there's this pressing need to get out of this situation, to get out of the way that you're feeling. For a lot of you too, I'm hearing get out of your body, get out of this, dimension that you're in, which I can understand. The pressure that you keep carrying, the burden that you have on your shoulders, which is quite heavy. It's normal that you're feeling like this. And then we have here the Page of Pentacles. Yes, I'm so glad that this card came through. It's about, the willingness to explore the other side, okay? It's having the courage, having the bravery to, look elsewhere, look beyond. And Nine of Pentacles, that'll be very fruitful for you guys. I want to get some more from this deck here. Spirit, can we get additional messages from the higher self of Pile 2, please? Additional messages, perhaps about this breakthrough, this transformation. Okay, so I'm going to take these back. We have here the Page of Swords. Wow, so two pages. We have the Eight of Swords, the Justice card, and Three of Wands. So I want to say, Pile 2, don't feel constricted by your thoughts, by your mind, or at least you don't have to feel that way, okay? You don't have to feel stuck. You don't have to give in to what your thoughts are telling you, okay? Instead, choose to, when those thoughts arise, choose to, explore them. Be curious about what your thoughts, the deeper meaning beneath your thoughts, okay? It's making me think of, anxiety. The thoughts that we have around anxiety are fear-based. But it's interesting. In a way, we can make, a sort of game out of it, in the way that we're able to explore the underlying meaning. What are these fears trying to tell me? When do they keep occurring? Why do they keep arising? How can I challenge that? And, in the end of all that, that's going to bring you this balance and this breakthrough process. Your higher self right now, looking back at you, is telling you, oh, you have so much power. You are so gifted right now. You are so gifted. You know too much for your own good. I want to say as well, Pile 2, you are full of so much innocence and light. Okay? The way that you've been approaching things thus far is because, similar to what I was saying in Pile 1, you didn't know any better. You didn't know any better. You've never been through an experience that you're going through. So, you can't predict how you'll act. But your higher self is wanting to let you know that each time that you do give into these thoughts, make something out of them. Make them useful. Make them, a tool, a helpful tool to your future. Okay? Finally, we're going to get into a couple of oracle decks here for you. Spirit, any additional messages for our Pile 2 and what they need to know? Thank you. So we have here pleasure. Wow. And restriction. Right, what I was saying about the mind. Wow, I'm getting chills. What I was saying about the mind. Don't let your thoughts hold you captive. Free your mind, Pile 2. Literally free your mind. And that's where this pleasure card is going to come in. I can't wait for you guys, if not already. Once you experience, this state of being in your life where you're existing on all dimensions, past, present, and future, and you're able to come to this new level of awareness that you're like, wow, the way that I was, approaching that situation, or how bad I felt in that situation really was not that bad at all, or really was not as big of a deal that I was making it. And that's where this pleasure is really coming in. It's that sort of fulfillment where you have everything that you need and nothing at the same time. But in existing in that very playing field, it's joyous, very joyous. Okay? And this Nine of Pentacles here is even clarifying it, and the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, Pile 2, you're in full control. You're in full control. We're going to get into our Divine Masculine Buddhist Oracle deck here as well. Spirit, additional messages for our Pile 2 here. Okay. Wow. Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. This is, your higher self is really putting a spotlight, an alarm on your thinking process up until this very point. Your thoughts can be the same thing that save you as much as they can be the same thing that are harming you. So take what you will and, utilize this divine masculine energy to your benefit. Lastly, I'm going to pull from our yoga dice deck here. I love these yoga dice because movement in the body can help us get out of our mind or bring clarity to what's going on in our mind. So I'll just pull one here. Spirit, last messages for our Pile 2 as they can channel it through their bodies. Thank you. So this pose here is called the lotus, and it is essentially the pose that we do in meditation, as if our legs are crossed or one leg on top of the other, depending on how flexible you are. But go ahead and take a screenshot if this is something that appeals to you. And leave the timestamps below, and I'd be more than happy to reply back with the name in case you forget or want to know, and a little bit for, further details, channel further messages for you there too. Okay, and particularly with the pose that you got, pile 2, this is this sort of position where we are able to observe our thoughts here. Okay, so I'm gonna leave your reading here. Thank you so much for being here. As always, if you're interested in booking a personal tarot reading with me or a Reiki healing session, information will be available in the description box below. And I will see you in our next video, okay? Be well and take care. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. So if you chose Pile 3, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys have been well and taking care of yourselves. You guys chose this crystal, which represents moving away from apathy, and having, regaining the motivation that you need for your current situation. So I won't waste any time, we'll hop right into it. I still don't know what the title of this video will be, but it's somewhere in between messages from your higher self and something that you need to let go of. For our past piles, I've been finding that the two questions have been intertwined. But we'll see what comes up for you guys. So Spirit, this message is for Pile 3. We're going to start with our first question. What does the higher self of Pile 3 want them to know? So first one here is the Four of Swords. Spirit, this message is for Pile 3, and what does their higher self want them to know? I want to say already, Pile 3, your higher self is acknowledging the mental turmoil that you've been experiencing, without a doubt. Knight of Pentacles, and then one more, Spirit. What does the higher self of Pile 3 want them to know, please? Wow. So we'll take the Emperor, and then the Ace of Swords. Okay, so Pile 3, your higher self wants you to know that it is time to take action, take control over your position. However that resonates, we'll explore more. But I see that you guys appear as the group of people that, in a way, are fortune tellers. You can, you have this sort of feeling of how situations are going to plan out before experiencing them. And interestingly, I feel like this particular situation that you're in, it was foreshadowed, in other words. But moving forward, your higher self is asking that you tend to your own needs and desires at this time. Spirit, can we explore more? Can we get more about this Knight of Pentacles, please? I'm hearing, don't neglect your own needs, because they are important too. And again, I feel like that's something that you kind of knew, you kind of innately knew would come out of the situation that you were in. But again, take charge, take action. So the Sun, that's definitely clarifying to me that, being in the position of being able to put yourself first is going to bring a lot of light into your life, going to bring a lot of direction and positivity. Then we have the Four of Cups. I see that it's difficult for you to do that. It's been difficult for you to do that. Like, you don't have the room to do that. Let's explore why. Spirit, I feel like this is moving into our second question. What do you need to let go of? Spirit, this Four of Cups, please, can we clarify? Four of Cups. I feel like what you need to let go of is tied to this larger belief that you can't tend to your own needs, because that's false. You should be able to tend to your own needs. The devil, yes. This cycle, this cyclical belief that it's selfish to put yourself first, to take control, which pile 3 right now, your higher self wants you to explore that further. Then you have the Hierophant, again with this innate knowing, you know, this feeling that something will come out of a situation, and then the Chariot, which is telling me that, you know, now is the primal time to explore and challenge what you've known to be true up until this very moment. This notion that it's selfish to put yourself first is manifested from a lot of people admiring this part of you that's so sweet, so kind, which can still be true when you put yourself first, pile 3. Spirit, more about this Hierophant, please. Take this back. Also, pile 3, along with this knowing that you seem to have, you will be able to sense when, you know, the people around you are receptive to your needs and acknowledge your needs versus those that don't. And that in itself is a superpower and a form of taking control, whilst putting your needs first. You know, the people that respect you will respect you even more when you respect yourself. Okay? I know that was a mouthful, but if I really hope that you can find some sort of meaning in that, because essentially it is true. People gravitate towards people that are sure of themselves, that are confident to themselves. Not to say that you haven't been in the past, but now more than ever, in order for you to, you know, really put yourself out there, that's what's being asked of you. We have the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. Yes, definitely, again with this, what do I need to let go of? It's this fear of disapproval, fear of disappointment. I also feel like a little bit of this disappointment has to do with people not living up to the expectations that you set for them, which pile 3, you are in no control of. How people see you is, you know, how they see you. It says more about them than it does about you. The only opinion that should matter about, as this pertains to yourself and your own self-image, because I feel like that's important for a lot of you, is how you see yourself, the beliefs that you have about yourself. This Sun card, I'm really intrigued by. I feel like this is you. This is you wanting to put yourself out there and show yourself to the world. Or for a lot of you, you know, the career that you choose requires you to be quote unquote out there, you know, have a lot of confidence. And, you know, your higher self wants you to know that that sort of confidence starts within, truly. No matter how cheesy, no matter how corny it is, it's true. So now's your time to explore that. Spirit, anything else for our pile 3, what they need to let go of? I'm hearing as well, pile 3, face your fears head on. That's the only way you'll be able to tackle them. The Moon, again, inward confirmation. Yourself, your own confirmation is what you need to be looking for. 9 of Wands, going to bring you a lot of success. Wheel of Fortune, 2 of Wands, and Temperance. Everything is in your control. It's going to take some time. It's going to be a process, but that's nothing you're not prepared for. In fact, you knew this, again with this knowing. You knew that it was time. You felt like it was time, if not already. You're going to start feeling like it's time to reevaluate your perception of yourself. Reevaluate the perception of yourself and how that influences the experiences that you're going through and your overall outlook on life. I'm going to get more from this deck here, this other tarot deck. Spirit, any last messages or additional messages for our pile 3? And what their higher self wants them to know. Oh, this is beautiful. We have the 10 of Cups here. And the 7 of Swords. So this is interesting. I feel like in order for you to feel fulfilled and this positivity to be recognized, because it's already here, but in order for you to be able to recognize, it's going to require you to leave certain parts of yourself behind. And those certain parts of yourself could be, you know, the way that you approach situations, the way that you think about yourself, all of that, okay? Spirit, any last additional messages for our pile 3? Messages that they need to let go of, or anything from their higher self, please. Okay, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, and Three of Swords. So you are being asked to be a critical observer and a critical consumer of what your mind is telling you. Especially pile 3, when things don't go as planned. Whether that's in a relationship, whether that's with a business opportunity, whether that's at work, with family, when your reality does not meet your expectation, figure out what that underlying, what those underlying messages are trying to tell you. And again, it says less about you, you know, those perceptions of other people say less about you. But, you know, your success is truly contingent on what you are telling yourself and what you believe. And you have a choice. I also want to say, pile 3, you won't have to try so hard or work so hard for the things that are meant to be in your life. Truly. We have this King of Pentacles here. This card always makes me think of having everything but not being able to, you know, be fulfilled by it. And so that honestly is a matter of our mental aptitude. Okay, so finally we're going to get into our oracle decks here. I have quite a couple for you guys. We are going to start with this oracle deck. Spirit, any last messages for our pile 3 and what they need to hear? Any last messages for pile 3? I also want to ask for you guys, how do you start? How do you start? Okay, let's say you're ready to start making changes. How do you start? How do they start? Thank you. Balance. Divine teachers. So I feel like pile 3, simply from seeing the bigger picture of the experiences you are in, you know, seeing beyond what you are experiencing, and not letting one bump in the road make you have this larger notion of who you are. Spirit, any additional messages for our pile 3? One more. Invention, creativity guides. Yes, what you make out of situations, how you come back, how you bounce back from situations, and even how you bounce back from those negative beliefs, negative thought patterns. Invention, creativity guides, turn them into something for your own good. Turn them into something beneficial for you. Okay? And interesting, I'm returning back to this crystal that had to do with apathy and lack of motivation, or most difficult times, are the best in that they help us create something from a place that we wouldn't even expect. And your own experiences are unique to you, but you being able to come back from them and share that is where you'll find connection and true fulfillment. Okay, pile 3? The attention that you're seeking here, you know, the confidence that you're seeking is, you know, what you share. And in a way, I feel like for you guys, that's your ability to express your own needs and be selfless, not selfish. We are going to get into our Buddha Wisdom masculine deck. I love these messages because they're a bit more direct and concise, which is always helpful, especially in times like these. Yeah, restore. Your higher self wants you to know that it's time to restore hope in your own life. Okay, the first one says, let the ultimate truth be your soul food. Gather nothing, store nothing. So I said earlier, be a critical observer and consumer of your thoughts. This is kind of what this card represents. And then this one, be still and loving and fearless. For the mind talks and the heart knows. Challenging and mitigating through the mental chatter, stimulated by what other people think. It's a matter of how you think of yourself and what you think to be true, because that's your truth. Lastly, I'm going to pull from our yoga dice here, as it is always helpful to get out of our mind with body exercises, or bring clarity to our mind. So I'll just pull one here. Last message for our pile 3. Beautiful. So we have here the seated chair pose. If you want to take a screenshot, please feel free. And if you want to know more about the pose, please comment this timestamp that this is at, and I'd be more than happy to reply with you with, extra tips, extra helpful things that'll help you really feel the benefit of this pose. But essentially, this really just sums up your entire reading, pile 3. It's your ability to, acknowledge what's going on, specifically in your head, and, reach and see the bigger picture. Okay, just acknowledge a simple experience as that experience and leave it where it is. In order for you to, regain confidence and regain the motivation to be who you are, truly. Okay? So I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that the messages resonated. As always, if you're interested in booking a personal tarot reading with me or a Reiki healing session, information will be available in the description box below. Be well, take care, and I will see you in our next reading, okay? Bye.